Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. You see, we're still trying to get back into it. Starting a little earlier. We're going to see how this works. Welcome to Milwaukee. We're at Mitchell International Airport. Formerly General Mitchell International Airport, named after General Billy Mitchell from World War I. Well, kind of after World War... served during World War I. I think he was in the Air Corps, and then advocated for the creation of an Air Force for the U.S. And I think he did like a unauthorized demonstration of the power of airplanes, and that's what got him court-martialed, but something like that. But anyway, we're at a Mitchell International Airport in Milwaukee. We're going to be heading over to Denver on Southwest Flight 6287, taking off about 9:20 in the morning for Southwest Virtual Airlines. We're in the Maryland 1 colors because we flew over from Baltimore last flight. So let's get inside and get things started. Alright, so we're going to pop this guy open right now. So this is a Love Cars. This is the A-car system for Southwest Virtual Airlines. Alright, so jump into there. Kind of just show you how this works. First, we got our dispatch already from SimBrief, so don't need to change anything there. Weather, all that information. We also have our co-pilot, which is pretty cool. So hopefully this works. Hopefully you can hear her and everything. But we want to get the takeoff data because she needs that to do her flows. Okay, so runway 7 right. Yep, that's the right runway. Now I fly out of here actually for my flight training, and we would be using, if I was taking off, I'd be taking runway 7 left, which is just a shorter runway on the left side, on the right side. So we're going to actually have to taxi to the other side of the airport for the longer runway. Alright, we're going to get our takeoff data. Actually, while we're doing that, I want to get the jetway out. Alright, so here's all of our information, our V-speeds, our trim, cleanup speed, or cleanup altitude. We'll kind of come back to this a little bit later. We don't need to uplink, but I think yes, at this point we're now ready, so let's go. Flight deck preparation.
Check.
Okay, so I've got to keep an eye on the levels here. Alright. So we'll do our flows. So circuit breakers checked, instrument transfer switches normal, fuel panel set, electrical panel checked, passenger signs on. Actually, just get to give us power. Really? Alright, window heat switches. Kind of go to this view. Window heat switches on. Probe heat power test. Window heat overheat test. And we'll cycle through. Get these guys reset. And on. Alright, hydraulic pumps. A's off, B's on. Emergency light should be on as well. Equipment light extinguished. Or equip light extinguished. Auto throttle arm switch off. Down here, off. Keep going through. Remote control panel set. Nose wheel steering switch normal and guarded right there. Flight instruments checked. Standby altimeter and airspeed indicator checked. Compass and RDMI switches checked. Fuel flow switch reset.
TCAS test failed.
Flight deck preparation complete.
Did it just say TCAS test failed? I really hate it when it does that. Now I wonder if that's because we don't have the... We'll do a test again later. RTO, speed brake lever verified down. It is. Reverse thrust levers down. Thrust lever full forward, then full closed. Parking brake set. Start levers cut off. HGS control panel not required. VHF navigation radio set. Communications set. Aileron rudder trim centered. Smoke goggles installed. Crew oxygen system checked. We go up here. Flight deck sliding window and handle closed and locked. EFB pre-flight. Clearance. Okay, kind of. Alright. So I got a few things. Do I not need to test this stuff up here? I didn't hear her testing it.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Just a quick update to let you know that we've started loading. We'll contact you again once we're done. Roger. Hello?
Hi, Captain. We need a jetway to be attached before we can speak to staff in the
There's
terminal
a few
about
things
boarding
on
the
this
passengers.
flow chart that I have.
Can you arrange it, please?
That
Okay,
it
no
doesn't
worries.
have
I'll
a
give Ground
few
a call
things
and
I
get
would
one
think would be
attached.
very important,
Give me
like
a
for
second.
example setting your
Thanks.
IRS. Unless I just missed it. I'm not the greatest at going through my checklists. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of things that didn't really do. Alright. Well, we got that coming up. I can get my lighting set the way I like it. Okay. There is a jetway connected. I don't know why they're complaining about it. I'm going to go in here. We're just going to get a few more things set up and then we'll start going. So we are empty. I don't know why we have a first class there. Actually, let me fix that. Only single class. We are Southwest. We don't have first class, right? Oh, FS actions, payload. We are empty. Fuel. Actually, that's perfect where the fuel is. Ground services. Get a fuel truck. And I'm actually I'm gonna use the love cars here for my information instead of the sim brief window, just so we can kind of get used to looking in here. So dispatch, we're looking right here. We need minimum takeoff is gonna be 15,000, but we actually need looks like 15.5. And just to double check that I'm right reading that, we can always pop open the SimBrief OFP. There's that 15.5, create. Alright, so that's going to take a while to fuel. Before we go too much further, I'm going to also jump in here. We've got, this is all set. Reference airport, Kilo Mike, Kilo Echo. Copy this down. The route. I actually think she'll put that in. So, not right there. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, see, I always get a little confused, like what we do when we do certain checklists. Okay, I think that's a little bit later. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, go on the love cars again, and we can go right here. We have performance, and we just go uplink to FMC, and she will actually program everything. Now, I'm looking at the time. We need to get loaded, so I'm going to start loading the plane, and then she'll do that. Let's request the loading. The fuel truck is here, so we're going to turn off the seatbelt signs as the passengers load. It's just to the left. Alright, and we need to... Okay, you can see she put on our landing altitude, so that's pretty cool. It already has that stuff set.
All stations prepare to start boarding.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know, we've started bringing the passengers on board.
There come the passengers. Get back in here and get the plane fueling. Oops. Look over here, ground services, and start fueling.
Hi there. We now refuel the aircraft. We'll let you know when.
Okay, so we have 102 passengers today. That's actually the correct number. 0 fuel weight, 109.5. Gross weight, that's going to continue climbing. And now, I'm going to uplink all this information to the FMC. Hopefully this works. Sometimes it gets a little bugged out because it gets on the wrong screen and then it types it in wrong. But here we go. Uplink. Turn that off. So she's now punching in. Okay, so I don't know why. See, there it goes. It bugs immediately. I don't know why. Why doesn't it go to the right screen? Go to the right screen. Okay, let's try it again. Why is she not going to the right screen? Oh my goodness. Come on. Alright, I will help you here. Go to the right screen. First of all, she's supposed to put this. Oh, I didn't do it. Let me do this first. There actually is another way I could actually have her do this too. All right, let's get the flight plan. Let's get this set up first. Then we'll jump. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I didn't do this. It's always a little weird because sometimes she will actually go to the right page and do everything correctly, and there's other times where it's like, nah, I'm gonna be silly. Let's load that. Alright, so there's our flight plan. Should match up with what we have on our chart. So Grias, JX, Capper, Jordy, Tato, then Brewery. And then we obviously have our approach things, which we'll put in a little bit later. Okay, so now this is the page where she has to do her thing. So let's look at Love Cars. Uplink to FMC. There we go. We put in the 0 fuel weight. You can kind of see what she's getting there. Dude, that seems going really fast. Alright, so she would have 57 right here for the selected outside temperature. So again, typically when she's doing this, I'd be doing other stuff, kind of bumping other things, but what I really like is it even puts in that runway slope. So this program, Love Cars, it's free. It comes, obviously you have to be part of Southwest Virtual Airlines, and it basically, if you've seen Flight Sim to Crew or FS to Crew, SOP3, that is what this is. Except it's free for us in Southwest Airlines, but it was basically working in conjunction with FS to Crew. So if you want the same, I don't think you get the whole Love Car system, but if you want the co-pilot doing these flows, the Southwest flows, that's going to be SOP3 from FS to Crew. Alright, so we'll hit execute. Turn this off for now. And we're fueling up. Let's actually put that in. What our planned fuel is 15.5. Okay. I go up here, we need to put our V2 speed right here, it's going to be 134. Our heading for runway runway 7 right is 76 degrees.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Actually puts it over there, but doesn't put it over here. You don't need to have it on both. I just like to have it on both to start. Alright, looks like we are fueled, so let's have that fuel truck release. Start APU.
Check.
Alright, so you can see she put on the fuel pump, got the APU starting. Seatbelt signs on. I'm actually turn all the fuel pumps on. We'll get our flight clearance.
21. American 2621, roll back correct, when ready, contact Milwaukee ground, 121.8. 121.8, American 2621.
Milwaukee clearance, Southwest 6287, gate 21, request clearance to Denver, with information hotel.
Southwest 6287, clear to Denver, Mike Airlines, departure, runway 07 right, initial
APU online. I'll turn on the APU later.
We'll contact
Cleared to Denver via Mike Kilo Echo 9, departure, runway 07 right, initial climb 6000, then as
Hi,
filed,
Captain.
score 6551,
Okay, we
Southwest
received the load sheet from
6287.
ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total fuel count. Plus yourself, of course. Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
121.8,
I'll
Southwest
instruct ground that we're
6287.
ready to remove the jetway, and you can go ahead and close the doors.
No problem.
Okay. So she's got the APU started. Doesn't have the bleed going yet. Not sure what she said there. I think she has to give it a couple minutes. Let me see. Yeah, you need 2 minutes, and then she'll hit the bleed, get the packs on, all that. I believe we are ready for... Yep, everyone's on board. We're just awaiting door closure. Probably the load sheet. Well, let's go through that checklist. So it's really cool. We can go like this. I'm going to pop open the love cards again. Go to the co-pilot. And here's your checklist. So, before start originating checklist.
Before start originating checklist.
Milwaukee clearance.
Logbook.
Sun Country 55556.
Aboard.
Landing gear pins.
3 aboard.
Fire warning and overheat.
Checked.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Stab trim cutout switches.
Normal.
Lights test.
Checked.
FMC.
I didn't do a few of these things actually. Programmed.
Briefings.
Complete.
Oxygen masks and quantity.
Checked.
EECs.
On.
APU bleed on. Navigation switches.
So even like in the middle of while we were doing that checklist, she actually just popped on the APU and everything. So it's bleed, all that. So she'll still do that stuff while you're doing a checklist. Normal.
Display switches.
Auto and normal. Whoops. Auto and normal.
Fuel.
Let's see. 15.5 cleared with 15.5. Center pumps off.
Passenger signs.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Hydraulic pumps.
A's on or A's off. B's on.
Pressurization.
Set auto.
Flight instruments.
30.06. 3006 set.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Takeoff warning horn.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Set.
Transponder.
TARA.
Aileron and rudder trip.
Centered.
Before start checklist complete.
Okay, so let's actually get that going. Prepare for pushback and departure. No.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Alright. Before push checklist.
Before push checklist. 0 fuel weight.
Hello, Captain. We are
109.6 set.
Gross weight.
125.1 cross checked.
PWB remarks.
Alright, right here. Reviewed.
N1s.
57 over 4 reduced set.
bypass pin inserted.
Runway.
07 right set.
Flaps.
PWB 1. CDU 1.
V speeds.
Alright, again, the PWB is right here, so we're looking for that flap 1. V speed's right here. 127, 130, 134. Set.
Stab trim.
6.07 set.
Main cleanup altitude.
Actually, let me set the trim here. If you're doing a checklist, you should probably actually be doing the things. Alright, so she should actually... I don't know if she did it or not.
Ground to cockpit.
No, she didn't. Sometimes she'll
Go
actually
ahead.
set the
Ground to
minimum
roof.
cleanup altitude right there, but she
Just
didn't.
heads up. Your beacon light is not active.
Alright,
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Tow is connected. Release parking brakes when ready to push back. Roger.
alright, min cleanup altitude 1728. 1728 set.
Flight deck door.
Lights out.
Before push checklist complete.
Alright. Again, this isn't on my flow anywhere, which is weird. Alright, so aircraft checked, A's off, doors light out, parking brake is set, parking brake release clear. Push, okay, let's get our pushback clearance.
Milwaukee ground, southwest 6287, gate 21, request pushback and start up.
Blue Street 5646. Hold position.
Hold position. Blue Street 5646.
Southwest 6287, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved. Southwest
Due to
6287.
icing conditions, please stand by for engine start
Milwaukee
until
ground,
push is
Wisconsin
completed and brakes are
6148,
set.
12, request pushback and startup.
Release parking brakes, please.
Toes
Commencing push.
Due
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Pushback procedure.
Check.
Okay, so I should have actually called that first, because then she'll turn on the anti-collision light and all that.
Pushback procedure complete.
Good morning, everyone. We would like to welcome you aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 6287
Said doors
in
are
service
automatic.
to Denver. Today, more than ever, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us. Shortly after takeoff, we will serve complimentary soft drinks, juice, and coffee. Beer, wine, and liquor are also available for purchase or with a valid drink coupon. There is a beverage menu in your seat back pocket, or you may go to the Southwest beverage menu on the in-flight entertainment portal at southwestwifi.com, where these options are displayed. This aircraft is Wi-Fi equipped. We hope you enjoy our free TV and movie options. Internet service may be purchased for $8. For more information on accessing free Wi-Fi and our entertainment options, please check the beverage menu in your seat back pocket. We will let you know when you may use your approved electronic devices. Small portable electronic devices, such as cell phones and tablets, may be used in airplane mode during all phases of flight. Cellular
Yeah, so right over there, that's a
functions
signature.
are
That's where I
forward
actually
and
fly out of.
closed.
And then that runway right over there.
Or in an emergency exit
So far, I've only been taking
please
off
review
towards
the
the
safety
west. I haven't taken
information
off
card
this
in your
direction
seat
towards
back
the east.
pocket where
Maybe
it
today.
is. If you do not meet
If
all
the
of
winds are like
selection
they are right
criteria on
now.
the card, are unable to perform the functions,
Parking
or
brake is
believe that
set.
performing those
Roger.
functions may cause you
Stand
harm,
by.
please
Keep
let
parking
us
brake
know
on
right
the
now so we
operator.
can
Start up.
repeat you. So that we may
Roger.
push back from the gate, please fasten your seatbelt, raise your seat back and tray cable to the full upright and locked position, and make sure carry-on items are completely under the seat, in front of you, or in an overhead bin, leaving the area around your feet clear. Laptop computers and portable electronic devices of similar size must also be stowed at this time. If you wish to use them after takeoff, please stow them under the seat in front of you. Thank you for choosing Southwest Airlines. Welcome aboard.
Good morning, everyone. On the flight deck, this is your captain
Oh,
speaking.
Sun Country.
I'd like to
Gonna come
welcome
right
you
at us.
aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 62.
Hopefully going into that gate.
Service to Denver. We'll be pushing back from the gate shortly.
Why would you...
Our flight time
Left
today
is
is 2
clear.
hours and
I hope
20
Beyond ATC is just
Thank
better
you
with
for
this
flying
taxi
Southwest Airlines. Welcome aboard.
situation. Why, Sun
Ladies and
Country?
gentlemen,
Why?
if we could have your attention for just a moment, we'd like to point out the safety features of our Boeing
All right, let's start engine.
737-700.
Starting
A
engine
safety
2.
information
Roger.
card is in the seat back or
Start
literature
number 2.
pocket in front of you.
Start
To
number
fasten
2.
your seatbelt, slide the flat
Alright,
end
so she
into
turns
the
off the
buckle.
packs
Pull the loop
and...
strap to tighten. To
Alright,
release,
number engine 2.
lift up on the buckle. Position your seatbelt tight and low across your hips and where at any time you are seated. There are 6 emergency exits, 2 forward exit doors,
It's way
2
louder.
overwing
Love cars
window
are way louder
exits,
today.
and 2 exit doors in the back.
Clear to start
Signs
engine.
overhead and lights on the floor lead to exits.
Let me see, can I
If
change
an
the settings
evacuation
on?
is necessary, follow flight attendant commands
Oh.
and leave everything. This aircraft is equipped with life rafts.
Light
One
off?
life raft is located in the forward ceiling compartment, and 2 life rafts are located in the ceiling compartment at mid-cabin. In the event of a water
turned up the
evacuation, use the life
general
raft under
audio
the
volume.
Remove the vent
Because
hose
the first, the co-pilot always, why is everyone taxiing? Why is everyone taxiing? Am I just facing the wrong way? Should I be taxiing out this way? You know what, I'll just spin around. Because everyone wants to taxi this way for some reason.
Once outside, hold down on the red tab to inflate the vest. To manually inflate, blow into the tube at your shoulder. Your vest has a light that turns on automatically.
Starting
in
engine
water.
1. Roger.
Please refer to the safety
Start number 1.
information card for use of
Start
the
number
light
1.
on an
Hi,
engine.
Captain. The cabin
Flight
is secured for
attendants will
takeoff.
distribute
Roll
additional
back.
vests
Thanks.
as needed.
I'll
We
get
are
the crew
coming by
seated
Ready
and
to start
secured as
number
soon
one.
as you give us the word.
Your seat back and tray
You can take your
cable
seats
are
down.
in
We're
full
almost
upright
ready.
lock position.
No problem.
Your carry-on items
Oil
are
pressure.
completely
All
under the
stations,
seat,
take off.
you or in an overhead bin, leaving the
I actually had her start number 1 a little too early. Should have waited for the rollback.
Including the lavatory. To use and charging of electronic cigarettes is prohibited. Federal law
Light off?
prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying any smoking detectors. It is also prohibited to use alcohol liquids while on the flight. Federal aviation regulations require passengers signs with a lighted passenger information sign, posted placards, and crew member instructions, including information on seatbelts and smoking.
Thanks very much for your help. Pin on the right. We'll see you again soon.
Compartment overhead. To activate the flow of oxygen, hold down on the mask until the plastic tubing is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Secure the mask with the elastic strap. Although oxygen will be flowing, the plastic bag may not inflate. Continue wearing the mask until otherwise
Roll
notified
back.
by a crew member. If you are traveling with children or anyone needing special assistance, put it on your
Ready
mask
for after
first.
start procedure.
Please remove any
After
face
start
coverings
procedure.
before donning
Check.
an oxygen mask. We are here for your comfort and safety. Please report any unwelcome behavior to a flight attendant.
Standing by
Thank
flaps.
you for your attention. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy your 2 hours
Flaps 1.
and 40 minutes flight to Denver.
Flaps 1.
Welcome aboard.
Stop APU.
Okay, I'll turn the APU off.
Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Electrical.
Generators on.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Flight controls.
Free.
Flight deck windows.
Closed and locked.
Flaps.
CDU 1. Indicates 1. Green light.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Milwaukee ground, Southwest 6287, request taxi.
Southwest 6287, taxi to holding point 107 right via Bravo, Alpha.
Taxi to holding point runway 07 right via Bravo Alpha, Southwest 6287.
Southwest 6287, hold position.
Alright, we're gonna spin around
Hold
since
position,
everything's
Southwest
blocked up. They,
6287.
for some reason, taxied these planes in. We'll just spin around. No big deal. I'd rather do this than drive through the planes. Alright, so we'll take Victor Uniform Echo to Alpha. So here's the shorter runway over here that typically maybe I think the corporate jets might take off on this one.
Southwest 6287, continue
Definitely
taxi.
us in our little Cessnas. We take
Continue
off right
taxi,
on that
Southwest
runway,
6287.
right to our left.
Blue Street 56,
Obviously, if the wind is
hold
going
position.
this direction, or that's the active runway.
Blue Street 5646.
If they're using the, because these runways, what I mean, it's runway 7, so kind of east-west.
Continue taxi, Blue Street.
And then they have runway 1/19, which runs north-south, and they only use the one major runway, so when it's a day like that, then we have to share the runway with the big jets, with the big airplanes, the airliners. But it's so fun flying in to an international airport like this because you get to see all the regionals and the Southwest and Americans and stuff coming in. You're both at about the same altitude. You're turning base and final, and you can just see them coming in on their approach. It just makes you also have to be very precise because, especially like on a windy day, the last time I was there, the wind would have, if I didn't turn soon enough, the wind would have pushed us. We had to be very careful with that wind because it would have pushed us into the path of the other runway if we were late on the turn into final for, at that point we were coming in runway 25 right, which is the north runway, and then they were coming in on the south one, 25 left, which is where we're going right now, except we're going obviously to 7 right. Okay.
Continue taxi via Delta, Sun Country 555. Near Street 5646, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Blue Street 5646.
Our auto thrust is armed.
Sun Country 555, contact Milwaukee Tower, 124.57. 124.57, Sun Country 555. Near Street 5646, contact Milwaukee Tower, 124.57. 124.57, Blue Street 5646. Milwaukee ground, Southwest 1954, date 44, request pushback and start up.
This is a very good freeware version of Milwaukee.
Southwest 1954.
Mitchell International. You can find that on flightsim.to. Much better than, there is a payware version out there, and the freeware, this version is far superior. More, the buildings are much more accurate. Like I said, signature over there, it looks, I mean, down to the doors, like every single door on the hangar and the, you know, on the FBO. I mean, it's not insanely detailed, like it's not some of these paywares where you can go inside, but the payware for Mitchell, you can't even go inside and there's nothing to see anyway. So you might as well go with the freeware, and the freeware, again, is superior. I haven't even seen this area because I haven't even been to this part of the airport. Like, SkyWest is over here, and pretty cool. Where's SkyWest? Would SkyWest be right there? I don't know. I think SkyWest is over there. That is the cargo area. Cargo ramp / de-ice pad. Oh, that should be like a road down there. I think that's a Howell. Because they extended this runway out. The airport used to not go all the way over here. And then they extended out, put the cargo ramp in. Okay, so is this guy not going to take off? The drawback with the AI traffic, even with FSHUD ATC traffic and the FSLTL traffic injection, sometimes they get stuck. And it looks like Blue Streak here is stuck, because I don't see any traffic coming in. No, that was Blue Streak was another one. And he vacated, so this guy should be able to go. What we're waiting for. Or did the runway switch? Don't tell me the runway switch. That guy just took off runway. They like to do that too, where they'll ATC will just switch runways without like notifying anyone. You know, I never actually put in our full departure. That's not good. Alright, departure, runways 7 right, MKE, you know, Milwaukee 9. Speeds deleted, so now I gotta go back there and do that again. Okay. And while we're in here, let's do the arrival. So we're looking at ILS 34 right, that's our plan. Logger 3, transition brewery,
Milwaukee ground, southwest 1954, runway vacated with Delta. Southwest 1954, continue taxi via Delta. Continue taxi via Delta, southwest 1954. Southwest 1954, contact Milwaukee Tower, 124.57. 124.57, southwest 1954.
You know what I think happened? I think they switched runways on us for some reason, even though the wind doesn't. I mean, yeah, why? I don't know what's going on. Alright, we're going to depart. We're just going to go because ETC decided to do whatever. Okay, configuration checked. A 10 button pushed. Thrust lever checked. Fuel verified. 15.2. On the love cars, look at performance. Dispatch, I
We've
mean.
been cleared for departure. Enjoy your flight.
Minimum takeoff is 15,000, so we are good there. So, before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Min takeoff fuel.
Verified.
Departure plan.
Not required.
Attendant notification.
Complete.
Electrical.
Generators on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
Auto.
Bleeds.
Engines on. APU off.
Start switches.
Left continuous.
APU.
Off.
Flaps.
CDU 1. Indicates 1. Green light.
Start levers.
Idle.
Recall.
Checked.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Let's get out of here. We're taking forever. Alright. Oh, blue streak here. I'm guessing this is probably blue. I don't know who this is. This looks like a vRYR though. I think he got I think he's broken. And I feel like they're taking off and landing on the north-south runway now, even though the winds have not changed. Alright, go away. Goodbye.
Southwest 6287, continue taxi.
I am.
Continue taxi, southwest 6287.
Southwest 6287, contact Milwaukee Tower, 124.57.
124.57, southwest 6287. Milwaukee Tower, southwest 6287, runway 07 right,
Way
ready
longer
for
to get out
departure.
of here than I thought.
Southwest 6287, line up runway 07 right.
Line up runway 07 right, southwest 6287.
Lights on.
Lights on.
Southwest 1954, contact Milwaukee departure, 125.35. 125.35, southwest 1954. Southwest 6287, wind 134 degrees at 8 knots, runway 07 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 07 right, cleared for takeoff, southwest 6287.
Set takeoff thrust. Set takeoff thrust.
Check.
Knots.
100 knots.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Got enough people saying the same things. Oh. Man.
Positive
I can
rate
never
of
figure
climb.
out why the plane wants to pull to the right.
Positive rate, gear up.
Ah, you know what? I got my controls set wrong too. I had my controls set to. Wow, why are we going up so rapid?
Southwest 6287,
Insane
contact Milwaukee
climb
departure,
rate.
125.35.
This is the weather, I
125.35,
suppose.
southwest 6287. Milwaukee departure, Southwest 6287, Mike Kilo Echo 9, departure at 3,800, climbing 6,000.
Southwest 6287, radar contact, proceed direct 3.
Flaps up.
Continue climb 6,000, altimeter 3006.
Proceed direct breeze, continue climb 6,000, Southwest 6287.
American 262.
Fog to the south.
128.5, American 2621.
There we go, leaving my city, leaving my home. I live right over there.
128.5, Southwest 6287.
340.
Chicago Center, Southwest 6287, Mike Kilo Echo 9, departure at 5,700.
Under 3340, turn left heading 260.
Kind of a weird departure.
Left heading
Actually, doesn't
260,
do
onboard 3340.
Yeah, it literally is just go straight out and then
Southwest 6287, radar contact, proceed directly, spin as filed, continue climb flight level 400.
Proceed direct breeze, continue climb flight level 400, Southwest 6287.
Chicago Center, American 261.
Alright, so we're actually climbing to 40,000, which is actually, you have the troposphere. We're in the troposphere, and then you get to the tropopause, which is at 40,000 feet, and then it's kind of, I don't know how wide the tropopause is, and then above that is the stratosphere. So 40,000 is right there, that limit. A little over speed right now, hopefully it doesn't ding us.
Frontier flight 1141, fly heading 070. Fly heading 070, Frontier flight 1141. Frontier flight 1141, continue descent 2,700.
10,000 feet.
Continue descent 2,700.
Climb checklist.
1141.
Climb checklist. Pressurization.
Checked.
Start switches.
Off. Continuous. Oh, I have to say off. APU off. Off.
133.62.
Off.
Climb
133.40.
checklist complete.
Set everything. Can't be off and continuous. I guess we'll say left, or off, left, or whatever.
There is a beverage menu in the seatback pocket when you may go to the Southwest beverage menu on the in-flight entertainment silver Southwest Wi-Fi.
Number 3762, fly heading 140, clear visual approach at 1,500, runway 09 right, report runway in sight. Fly heading 140, clear visual approach at 1,500, runway 09 right, report runway in sight, onboard 3762.
Flying over downtown Milwaukee. Still don't know. Still really haven't updated a lot of buildings missing downtown. A bunch of buildings being built over here. They still don't have the 5-serve form for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's kind of sad considering they won the NBA Finals in that arena. They still don't have it built. So I actually live, let's see, I live right there off that ramp, right under the wing. And then I work right here, so I literally just walk to work, walk down the railroad tracks over here. Go to work. This is the Maryland 1 livery. So I live right in there. And then I work right here at Miller. Driving truck. There's a Miller Park, American Family Field now. American Family Field for Milwaukee Brewers. You got the Milwaukee Mile. NASCAR's finally coming back to Milwaukee Mile. Got the Milwaukee County Zoo right there. That's Freighter, the hospital, kind of the regional hospital right there. And then right there, that's where my college is, where I went to college, Wisconsin Lutheran College. There's a Timmerman field. That's a That was one of the other places I was looking at doing my flight training. And flying out of there, we would have only been in Delta airspace. We'd only have to get out of Delta. But probably a little bit easier to fly out of there for training, but it's kind of fun coming out of Mitchell because you're, again, interacting with the airliners and all that. All that fun stuff. There's Waukesha. Waukesha coming into the, kind of was in the national spotlight a few years ago, where there was a guy drove through the Christmas parade, killed a number of people. Everyone was mispronouncing the name of Waukesha too, which is kind of funny, I suppose. Of course, all the city names around here everyone mispronounces outside of Wisconsin. Hey, Cosmic Gaming. I don't know, you guys, your messages must have all popped up at the same time. There's Waukesha County Airport. So that's where ATP is based out of, for the Milwaukee area. So I'm going to be flying, trying to get my private pilot license over at Mitchell, where we just flew out of, and then I'll head over here once I get my private and do the rest with ATP. Kind of a clear day. It's kind of starting to fog up now, though. Actually, we're over 18,000.
Cabin crew, you're free to resume duty.
Lights off.
Lights off.
18,000 feet, standard set.
Check.
Did she turn the light? Or I must have turned the landing lights off. Guess I'm supposed to put the position light on? I don't know. I don't know.
Cleared CHMP 67, arrival, Wisconsin 6036.
Alright, so it's 14:51. We took off about 20 minutes later than planned.
Alaska 81, contact Chicago approach, 933.62.
Alright, so Denver, 2 hours.
133.62, Alaska
2
81.
hours, okay. Looks good. That should be a good arrival time.
Chicago
Let's see,
Center,
so 16:50, that's going to be
departure at 4,700, climbing 6,000.
scheduled for 11 o'clock.
Southwest 4234, radar contact, continue climb flight level 330.
9:52, so it's almost 10.
Continue climb flight
Almost
level
9
330,
mountain time. So yeah, we should be there just about on arrival time.
6036, continue descent 11,000. Continue descent 11,000.
Scheduled arrival time, or scheduled in time is 11 o'clock. We should be able to make that, depending on how much taxiing we have to do at Denver, which that's the variable, I suppose. Okay, not a lot. The top climb is going to be about JX. We're just flying straight over southwest Wisconsin. That's, I'm going to say that's Watertown right there.
Expect grounded maybe 7, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 09 right, report when ready for descent, sky west 4777. Sky west 4777, ready for descent.
We're just south of Interstate 94, which runs between, well, runs up from Chicago, then from Milwaukee over to Madison, and then Madison up to, I believe 94 goes to, yeah, 94, I think 94 goes all the way to Minneapolis, and then beyond. Then you got Wisconsin State Highway 26, which they've turned into basically a freeway. We got so many divided freeways now, or freeways in Wisconsin now. To see how the highway goes around. I mean, we're not unique in that. That, I believe. Yep, that's Interstate 39, which runs down to the Illinois border, and I believe it, well, no, it actually goes all the way down into Illinois now. But it used to be one of our, Wisconsin has a number of like interstate highways that only are in Wisconsin. So we have Interstate 43, which runs from Green Bay through Milwaukee down to Beloit, on the Illinois border, and then that's where it ends. So, but totally within Wisconsin, Interstate 43. We added Interstate 41 now, which runs from Green Bay to the Illinois border through Milwaukee. And that's where it ends. So we have 41. 39 used to run from, I think, Wausau up in northern Wisconsin down to the Illinois border. I think they've now extended it down a little bit into Illinois. But yeah, we have three north-south interstates only run in Wisconsin, basically. Right over there, you can see that's Madison, Wisconsin. There's the capital. I don't know if they have it modeled with the state capital. Basically, yeah, the state capital, our state capitol building was modeled after the U.S. Capitol building, so it looks basically the same as the U.S. Capitol building, slightly smaller, different statue on top, and instead of it just being a straight, like the U.S. Capitol building just has, it's got the dome, the middle, and then it's got the two wings, while in Madison, our state capitol building has the dome, modeled right after the U.S. Capitol building, but then it has four wings. It makes an X right in the middle there of that little spit between the two lakes, Monona. Pretty cool. The Dane County Truex Airport. If you follow aviation at all, you've probably seen a video. You've probably seen some of those ATC videos. There's at least a couple coming out of Dane County where you get some grumpy American airline pilots, or probably regional ones, being grumpy because people are they ran out of fuel, or they ran below their fuel minimum, waiting for some like VFR planes, smaller planes to come in and land. Guys are training, and ATC's like, hey, this is an airport where you got people training and stuff. Be patient. It's like, oh, this is a professional airport. It's like, dude, it's a little regional airport. That's just the way it goes. It's always cool because when I fly in from I fly in from the west, flying from China to Chicago, usually by now we're already on our descent, right, as we are right now climbing. As we start, you can really see Madison really nice. You can really see it, bro. I want to say it's probably right there, that's the capital. And then you have University of Wisconsin, which is basically this whole area. University of Wisconsin. There it is. I think that'd be the Capitol building. You can kind of see it. Yeah, see, it's kind of got basically there's a square. You got all the downtown, and it kind of makes this, I don't know why it blurs it out right there. But yeah, it kind of makes this cross right there. I think it's north-south exactly, because this is on an angle. There's Camp Randall Stadium, the football stadium for the Wisconsin Badgers.
United 2430, descend and maintain 11,000. Descend and maintain 11,000, United 2430.
Oh, I think it, Auto FPS backed off a bunch of the settings because the frame rate must have dipped. Fast the seatbelt signs went off. Sorry, guys. You can get up and walk around.
Number 3846, please reach UPN 67, arrival. Towards UPN 67, arrival, window 3846. United 691, continue to 1,500. Continue descent 1,500, United 691.
Yeah, we actually have a band of weather coming right through here. If you look on Atlanta, going right through this.
Maintain 1,000, American 285. United 691, contact Chicago approach 133.62. 133.62, United 6.
Yeah, passing over into western Wisconsin, the driftless area as it's called, and you can see kind of the odd shapes of the farms because a lot of hills and ridges in this area. Really cool place to drive. I have never done a bike. I can't remember. Well, I probably did a bike ride over here, like Sparta to Elroy, famous bike ride. When I was really young, but I haven't done any since. Drove through this area quite a bit when I was driving over the road, and yeah, it can be a little bit of a challenge with the semi truck because there are some steep sections on US 61 which runs through here. As we get closer to the Mississippi River, you can see we're going into that weather. We're above the weather at least, 40,000 feet, by level 400.
American 285, descend 11,000. Descend 11,000, American 285.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We've reached our cruise level and are currently flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet. We're making good progress towards our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll hear from me again once we're about to start our descent. Thanks very much.
Grace us, yeah. I've actually done that flight. I think. Did we do Beijing to Ulaanbaatar? But yeah, if you go on my YouTube channel, you can probably search for it. I have done a flight. I don't know if I'll do that next, but yeah, that could be one we could do again. I do want to do some more flights over in China. I need to do like 4 or 5 more flights to finish my world tour, and I just keep putting it off because I need to. Maybe today I need to give it a try, just a test, because I flew into Kuwait last time. It was the flight I was trying to do, and the sim crashed, so I haven't tried it again. I'm a little too scared. Let's see, Beijing to Ulaanbaatar. Let's see if my video comes up here. These are all train ones. That's not all. Man, there's a lot of Beijing to Ulaanbaatar stuff. Let's see, my channel. Well, I did a flight from Beijing to Pyongyang, that's right. And then, did I not fly? Wait. Oh, that's weird. I guess I haven't done Beijing. I could have sworn I did. Where did I fly? Oh, I flew Tokyo to... Oh, no, I did fly Ulaanbaatar to Beijing. And then I did Tokyo to Ulaanbaatar, so... there are a couple videos of World Tour Flight 267 and World Tour Flight 268, if you're interested in Ulaanbaatar. But yeah, I'll take a look at doing, flying over there again. Maybe we'll do that once I'm done with this flight. No, that's not a problem. That's just totally cool. I mean, flight requests are welcome. I can't, like, right now I've kind of gotten out of my routine of doing my streaming every time I have a chance. Every morning I have the chance to do it when I don't work. Still trying to get my schedule all set. For sure when we get into like June, later June, July, and August this summer, I'm going to be streaming, hopefully a little bit more consistent streaming, and we're going to be streaming not only in the morning on my days off, but trying to stream in the evening almost every night if I can, even after work, doing something, short flight, playing some game of some sort. So yeah, keep those. That's definitely a flight we can do. I enjoy flying over there. I mean, I lived in China for 8 years, so there's a number of places I want to fly in China and check out different airports and different airlines. I've got all these grand plans for flights I want to do. So yeah, if you want to see Ulaanbaatar and Beijing again, I'll keep that on the docket here. Let me write that down. But if you're interested, of course, there is a video already. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to get more into it. Like I said, it's a little... right now, we've just been so busy. We're a host family. I have my 2-year-old son. We just got finished hosting a couple of students over Easter break. We host another student for the whole semester, and so my wife's been very busy with that. I work from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening. Most days, 5 days a week, and then I have 2 days off. And then I've recently started trying to start doing my real-life flight training, get my private pilot's license, and trying to navigate the schedules there. So, the streaming is kind of... I'm still flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I haven't been streaming as consistently. But I want to get back to it eventually, a little bit more, kind of set that up. I kind of got away with, I was streaming almost every day during the Christmas break, and then January 3rd happened. On January 3rd, I was flying from Boston to Baltimore, Southwest Virtual Airlines, like I am right now, and flying into Baltimore, we had a problem with the TARA, the TCAS system, having it set to TARA, which is typically what you want it set to, because the TA is traffic advisory, so it'll tell you there's traffic, but then the RA, I forget what the RA stands for, but it will actually, the two planes who are going to have a traffic conflict will communicate with each other, and one plane will automatically pitch up, will climb, and the other plane will automatically descend so they can miss each other, right? Without even having the pilots have to do any input. And I guess there was a glitch. I don't know if the bug still exists. I'm still nervous about turning on TARA. I have it just set to TA, so it just advises me that there's traffic conflict. But with PMDG, with the 737 and the 738, there was actually a bug or something. And what happened was I was on short fine. I was literally like maybe 500 feet above the ground, approaching the runway. And suddenly the TCAS system goes off as if I'm having a traffic conflict. I don't know what it was. One of the AI planes probably doing something weird and getting my... I don't know. I didn't even see another plane. And I lost all control of the plane. I couldn't... I think I was able to... I'm trying to remember if I could control the I think I was still able to use the rudders, the yoke, and the throttle. The problem is I had auto throttle still engaged, auto thrust still engaged, and I couldn't disengage. I don't think I had a button set to disengage it on my rudder or on my my thrust levers. Now I have it set, but I don't think I had that at that time. So the only way I could turn off the auto thrust was to use my mouse and click on that. The problem is that this bug freezes your entire control panel, like everything in the plane, all the buttons and stuff. You can click, nothing reacts to you clicking on it. So the plane literally just bugged out. And so now, I don't know what happened. For some reason, my plane just started drifting and angling down, so I'm just fighting it. I have no control over the thrust, and so I'm trying to land. I think I landed, but it was 700 feet per minute. The flight was, Southwest Virtual Airlines doesn't accept that flight because it's a terrible landing, of course. And then I couldn't even, the taxi was terrible because I have no control over the plane. Yeah, I don't actually. I think the auto thrust was still on, so it didn't matter what I did with my throttle. And on top of that, the performance just crashed in my sim too. It's like my frame rate got so low that it was real struggle. And that was always happening a lot at the bigger airports, especially in the U.S. The frame rate gets so low on the final approach just as you're getting close, and you need to make those fine-tune adjustments, and it's just, you're glitching. I mean, you got 5 frames per second, you can't land in that. So I kind of gave up on trying to stream, because streaming takes a little bit off your CPU on top of what you're already burning. I'm already burning with FSHUD ATC and FSLTL, injecting the planes and the graphics and everything else. So, and basically after that flight, I wanted to figure out, okay, what's wrong with it? Can I actually do these flights? And so I did a flight from then Baltimore to Tampa, and I had the same problem right on short final. I didn't use the TIRA, but on short final, that frame rate just went to dirt. I mean, I had 1 frame per second. It was impossible. And so then after that, I flew a ton of flights. With Southwest Virtual Airlines, I think I flew another 30 flights after that for the next few months. Jumped into virtual Ryanair, and have been enjoying it. And it's kind of nice not having the stream and not worrying about glitches appearing on stream, but discovered auto FPS, which basically what auto FPS does is, right now my graphics are at ultra, my clouds are ultra, everything's at full bore right now. Terrain loading distance is 100. Actually, I'm going to give you I'll give you the values. So what's cool with auto FPS is it will automatically adjust your graphic settings depending on where you are in the flight. So right now my frames per second is about in the mid 30s, which is kind of where you want to be. I mean, that's kind of what you're going to get with a good flight simulator and a good computer. And then you have your terrain LOD, your terrain load object or loading distance, or whatever that LOD stands for. And right now that's set to 100 for me. Now you could go up to 200. I think you go all the way up to 400, which is, you need to have a supercomputer to do that. But 100's good enough. I mean, 100's good. Even right now I can't even see the terrain that much, so it doesn't matter. So my terrain is at 100, which is I think my typical setting. My object loading distance, though, right now is only 20. And now the objects are things like your terminal buildings in the cities. Well, we're at 40,000 feet. We can't see that stuff anyway, really. So what the auto FPS does is it turns that down to the minimum, which is 20 for the object loading distance. That's what happened when we were flying over Madison. We could see the Capitol building, and then it kind of disappeared because it adjusted it, because we were so far up that it was like, well, you don't really need that loading in, because that takes up frames. So it gives you a little bit more frames. Where it really shines, though, is that obviously is when you're at the airport. You're in the terminal area, on the apron, on the runways, especially when you're on your final approach and landing. What it does is as you're coming down, the object load distance, or the object quality, starts coming up to 100, gradually coming towards 100, while your terrain quality starts going down to the minimum, to 50. Because as you are closer to the ground, you can't see as far anyway. So why do you need to load terrain in from 100 miles away? You can't see that terrain because you're down in the airport. And that allows your sim to keep a pretty decent frame rate. And you set a target frame rate, like I have it set at 27 frames. If I can get 27 frames per second while I'm landing, that's good stuff. And have other traffic at the airport, good stuff. Alright, so right now we're flying over Iowa. Can't see much of it. Now on the radar, we're technically out of this weather band, but I guess Microsoft Flight Simulator is always a little bit behind with the weather. On our right side, can't see much over there either. Oh, so I was talking to nobody this whole time. Okay. No, I was just talking about basically the last time I was heavy streaming. I was streaming every day off I had, and then over Christmas break I was streaming every single day. And then January 3rd, had a bad flight from Boston to Baltimore where we had multiple issues, frame rate issues, and a PMDG airplane bug, which made us basically crash. And so after that flight, I was like, okay, I just got to fly offline, figure out what the problem is. Did a flight from Baltimore to Tampa then, and didn't crash the plane because of a bug, but because the frame rate was down to like 2-3 frames per second. And so now we have auto FPS. Shouldn't run into that trouble too often. We still have, there'll still be some lag at some of the airports on arrival. There's only so much the auto FPS can do, adjusting your graphics on the fly. But that's still great because having something that can automatically adjust your graphics in the background is awesome, because the way it used to be typically is you pick your graphics settings. And so if you were having issues landing at a busy airport or in a busier area, you'd have to say, okay, well, do I want to be able to have smooth flight in that area? Well, I got to turn my graphics down a lot. But then unfortunately everywhere else you're flying, when your graphics are still low. And what auto FPS does is, right now our graphics are at max because there's not a ton of stuff getting loaded in. Actually, not everything's max. The object detail is down to 20%, because as you can see, for example, if we were flying like at, I don't know, 3,000 feet, we'd see all these buildings down here at this town. But we're way up here, so we don't need to load in all those buildings. And so it turns those off when we're up at 40,000 feet. Saves us some frames. And then when we're landing in an airport, well, now it's loading in all those buildings, all the other planes, all the other objects. And so it turns down the terrain, because we really don't need to see all the terrain 500 miles off, because we're not, this point over here, I want to be able to see that terrain when I'm flying at 40,000 feet. I want it to look what it should look like. When I'm sitting down here at the local airport, I can't see that point over there, so it doesn't need to load it in. But it makes those adjustments. It's really cool. At some point here, I do need to jump out of my screen. We're going to do it right now, because I have my controls set wrong. I have it set to the Cessna, and I need it set to my, this one. There we go. Basically, I have my settings. I have the, I have my Cessna profile. I have everything is very more sluggish, like my yoke, because I find that when I fly the smaller planes, any little stick input, there's too much play on the plane, right? And in real life, it's like you have to put a lot of movement in there. But I find that if I have it set like that for flying the big plane, well, now I can't make the moves I need to make, or at least I haven't tested it enough, and I don't want to try to land here in Denver and be on short final and then be like, why can't I get the plane going where I need to go? Because I have the sensitivity, like on the Cessna, I have the sensitivity turned way down on the yoke and the rudder pedals, so that it takes a little bit more input to actually do things, which is how it would be in real life. Whereas I kind of want the sensitivity to be kind of at the default in this because I'm so used to doing it in the big planes. That's what I was just doing there. That's why I had to skip out for a second. Alright, so again, we've already picked up 4 minutes on our arrival time. We should be good on arrival. Yeah, this is how I was flying over. Now, I've only done a couple, maybe 1 or 2. Let me see. I can actually go look at my Southwest Virtual, my reports here. When did I? Yeah, I didn't fly Southwest Virtual Airlines at all in March. It was all Ryanair. I was trying to complete an event over with Ryanair. And so I've only flown, I flew Baltimore to Kansas City, then Kansas City to Milwaukee on April 2nd. So this is my 3rd flight this month with Southwest Virtual. And I think all the other 2 flights, it basically looked like this. It was just all cloud cover because we just, and it was really nice flying into Milwaukee the other day because it was rainy and cloudy and miserable, just like it was outside. I can always, the flight simulator weather was actually accurate and live. I'm betting I'm not going to be able to do I have a flight lesson at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and looking at the weather, guess what time it starts raining? What time do you think it starts raining this afternoon? Because I have a flight lesson. Oh yes, about 1 o'clock it's going to start raining, and it's going to rain until about 6 in the evening. It's clear this morning. It was a beautiful, sunny, warm day yesterday. Would have been perfect for flying. And of course, I have to work. Today I have the day off. I have my scheduled flight lesson. It's going to be miserable and rainy. I think Tuesday, actually. Tuesday I have another flight lesson scheduled. I think Tuesday might be partly cloudy. But that's it, just partly cloudy. So I might be able to actually get a flight lesson in. Yeah, it seems every day. This has literally been how the weather has been going. It'll be sunny, partly cloudy, sunny, nice. Day off, my day off, and flight lesson scheduled. Weather is bad. It's just bad whenever, right around when my flight lesson is scheduled. Oh, look at this plane. It just turned towards us. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh, another Southwest. Wow. That was cool. That was cool. I love it when we come across other planes like that. Yeah, my first flight lesson, my first scheduled flight lesson, the whole week when I was working, it was 50, 60. We were having unseasonably warm weather. It was like, oh man, spring is here. Man, it's almost skip spring. We're almost in summer the way it's going. And then it was Friday morning, and 5 inches of snow. 5 inches of snow, visibility, like, it wasn't 5 inches, it was a couple inches of snow. So I went out, shoveled in the morning. I think I was going over to the airport like 10. I get down to Mitchell at 10. The airport, if you look at the MEDAR data, you look at the stuff, it's still saying it's VFR. And it was still kind of VFR. It was pretty decent visibility. But it was a mess out there. It was, some snow coming, a little bit of snow coming down. Obviously everything's wet. I go inside. My flight instructor's like, there's no way it's VFR. He's like, this is ridiculous. So we do a little bit of just paperwork. I had to fill out some paperwork first, and we just keep watching the MEDAR and keep refreshing it, and finally it goes to minimum VFR. And we're like, okay, that makes sense. Then it goes to IFR. Okay, that makes sense. And when we finally, by the time we walked out, it was limited. It was limited IFR. I mean, you couldn't see. You could see a plane every once in a while, kind of taxiing around, but it was very hard to see. It was just amazing because, like, even when I got there, I was like, really? VFR? No way. And then I think I came again on Sunday, a couple days later, and it was nice. And then just as I came in, it started raining, getting windy. Or no, it was fine. It was fine. The weather, it was holding off. And if you looked at the radar, there was all this weather around the airport, but there was this like pocket where it was nice. We're like, let's try. Let's see. Maybe we can go out there and we'll get lucky. And we get out, we do the pre-flight. We're just about to like start taxiing, or just about to, like call up. I think we were listening to ATIS, just about to call up departure, and rain starts hitting the windshield. I mean, the wind was already up, but it's been, every time I've gone, it's been crazy windy. But rain starts hitting, he's like, dang it, because it's like, it was only like 35 degrees, 36, so it's like that rain is going to be super cool, so as soon as it hits your wing, it's freezing. So it's like, turn off the engine, let's go back inside. Yeah, and then this week Tuesday, I had a lesson planned for the morning, but wake up and it's just pouring rain and miserable. I'm like, yeah, figures. And I'm like, I scheduled for Sunday today, and I look, and when I scheduled, I think it was going to be, sunny, partly cloudy, sunny, partly cloudy. I was like, okay, it'll be a nice day. And of course, look at the weather on Friday, look at the weather yesterday. Oh, yep. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, starts raining through to about 6 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense because I have a flight lesson scheduled for 2 to 4. So, of course, it's going to be raining. So, maybe I'll go down and do ground. Flight instructor asked me if I wanted to do some ground work on a Tuesday, but I was like, there's no reason for me to, my son is sick. Well, I remember my son's sick today, too, so maybe I still need to just kind of work through the Sporties ground school that I'm doing. So, I might do that. We'll see how it looks. So hopefully once summer comes around, the weather will be a little bit more consistent, or I'll have more chances. But it's amazing. It's like it'll be nice, and then the day you have something scheduled, that's when it's bad. That's when the weather goes sour.
Minneapolis, Center, Southwest 213 train, inbound Delta reoriented out to Papa, at flight level 360.
Alright, so we're looking over there. There's Des Moines, Iowa, the capital of Iowa. Can't see much of it, of course. We're going to be looking this direction too. We're going to cross, when we cross the Missouri River, we'll be looking down towards Omaha. Probably won't be able to see much. I kind of like flying over here because you get to see all the farm fields and the plains and stuff, and yeah, we're not seeing much of it at all. No big deal. Getting over to Denver, I think my next flight that I have on the schedule for Southwest Virtual Airlines, we're going Milwaukee to Denver, landing at 11. We'll have a 40-minute turnaround, and we're going to fly to Phoenix. Now, I'm not going to do that 40-minute turnaround now because I have some other stuff once I finish this flight I have to do. So maybe this evening, maybe this afternoon, we'll see what everything looks like. Maybe we'll get that Denver to Phoenix flight in, or something else. But my flight day, my virtual flight day, is Milwaukee to Denver. First flight of the day, 2 hours 40 minutes. Get there, take off from Denver, 11:40. Land in Phoenix at 12:40. Time zone change, 2-hour flight. And then out of Phoenix, it looks like about a 55-minute turnaround. Phoenix over to Columbus, Ohio. Which is a 3 hour and 40-minute flight. But get this, look at the time here on this flight. take off at 1:35 in Phoenix. We land at 8:15 in Columbus. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's a what? That's a 7-hour, almost a 7-hour time difference, but it's only a 3-hour, 40-minute flight. But because of the time zones, because Phoenix, I think Phoenix at this time, because Phoenix doesn't have daylight savings time, so Denver is in mountain time, but Phoenix then is an hour earlier, even though it's in the same, usually it's in the same time zone. It now ends up being kind of like the Pacific time zone. So you're going from Pacific time zone basically Pacific time zone all the way over to Central time. That's only a 2-hour difference. Oh, what would that be if they were in the same time zone? I suppose 18, 15. Yeah, that's still a 5 almost. Yeah, that's 3 time zones, right? That's weird. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Something's off there. Because that's like a 6-hour and 40-minute flight, or time difference. But you're only going from 2 time zones, yeah? Because you're going from basically Pacific time zone, Mountain time zone, Central would be, that's only a 2 hours difference between. That's a very weird one. Let's see how that goes. But that's very interesting because like we'll be taking off at 1:35, but then we'll be landing in the dark in Columbus at 8:15. I feel like it should be 7:15, but I don't know. 3-hour, 40-minute flight. Well, I saw that one and I clicked on it and I booked it and then I looked at it and I'm like, that's a weird time. It's only a 3-4 hour flight, but I go from high afternoon to lights coming up on the airport. But that'll be cool. There we go. Now the clouds are starting to clear up. Looking in the direction of Interstate 80, which goes all the way from Chicago. I think 80 goes out to... No, 80 doesn't go down to Denver. 80 goes... Does it? I don't know, it does. I think 80... It might go down to Denver. Yeah, I think 80 actually goes into Denver. No, it stays up. It goes to Cheyenne and then to Salt Lake City, Sacramento, northern Nevada. We'll see if it clears up. Alright, so let's take a look at, I'll bring this up again. This is our Southwest Virtual Airlines, our Love Cars. They just added this co-pilot, which is amazing. I really like this. You got the the OOOI times, which is the out time, the off time, the on time, and the in time. And you can see we were late on our out. Hey, Danix. Welcome in. So these are our times. We got our gates. So our arrival gate in Denver should be Charlie 26. Got our distances, how far we are from departure. So we're still closer to Milwaukee than we are Denver right now. Time remaining, 1 hour and 6 minutes, it's saying. So we got our overview. So this is tracking our flight for the virtual airline. Fuel is a big thing. We need a minimum, I think, of 4,000 pounds of fuel on landing is our minimum. We actually got to be careful of that. Our dispatch, which you grab from SimBrief. Weather information. So let's look at our arrival weather. It's really cool. It's got the whole ATIS. So our arrival ATIS, information hotel from 11:53 Zulu. I'm not sure how old that is. Wind is 260, 17 knots, gusts up to 25 knots, 10 statute miles for visibility, broken clouds at 12,000, 3 degree outside air temperature, minus 13 dew points. A nice spread for the dew point. That means we shouldn't be getting too much precipitation. Closer your dew point is to your outside air temperature, that's where you're going to see more fog and precipitation stuff. 2963 for our barometric pressure. Jesus weather info. I have no idea what Jesus or hazardous U.S. weather. Maybe I've never seen this. Maybe that's hazardous U.S. Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming. Not sure what that is. So we got a P-Rep here. Boeing 772 reported. Yeah, I'm not sure what any of that is. Alright, so expect ILS, RNAV, or visual approach. Simultaneous approach is in use. Runway 34 right. That's what we're planning on for ILS. They might give us visual, depending on the weather. 12,000 feet broken cloud. So that's our ceiling right there, 12,000 feet. 35 left and 35 right. Notice to air mission. That's our NOTAM right there. Used to be notice to air men, but obviously men is bad, so we need to have air mission. Just kind of weird. Bird activity, vicinity airport. Advise you have information. Hotel. So if when we call up approach, we'd say, hey, Denver approach. Blah, 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 blah. We have information. Hotel, blah, 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 blah. Right. MEDAR, you can see the same thing. Here, the MEDAR is a little bit different. It's the same time. And they've got two winds coming from 270 from directly from the west. Gusts are 17 degrees, gusts, or 17 knots, gusts up to 25 knots. So this is actually kind of a big deal because our runways are north-south, basically. So we're going to have crosswind, pretty high crosswinds, if it's coming directly out of the west there. 17, possibly up to 25. So we're going to have quite a few crosswinds. Yeah, 17 knot crosswinds. That's crazy. Everything's pretty much the same there. That's pretty cool. You got all that. Performance page here. So we got our takeoff data. And what's cool is you can just hit this uplink to FMC and it'll load that all in. When you're on the ground, it'll load this all into your FMC for you. Your co-pilot will do that. It's really nice. She'll even add in some things that aren't on here, like the runway slope, just to get super accurate. We have our checklist with our co-pilot, and then the procedures that our co-pilot will do. Again, this co-pilot, this is Love Cards. This is free if you are part of Southwest Virtual Airlines. You need to use this as part of Southwest Virtual Airlines. But if you want the co-pilot thing, you can get FS to Crew. FS to Crew, the PMDG, the Boeing 737, 738. And if you want exactly the Southwest procedures, Southwest Virtual Airline procedures, which we do here, which are the real-life Southwest procedures, flows and stuff, SOP 3 just came out, and that is basically these flows and everything. There is no animated co-pilot, but there's no animated co-pilot for any of the PMDG SOPs for FS to Crew, so you're not missing anything there. I would love to have something like this for every virtual airline, or for I wish FS to Crew was this detailed, because this is better than FS to Crew, actually. I think it works better, it's cleaner, and again, it's a whole ACAR system too. We have our checklist sheet, which is pretty nice. Even got the briefings, diversion information, a lot of good information right here. Diversion, so if we were to have some issue, I actually did have an issue on my my flight from Milwaukee, or from Baltimore to Milwaukee, I think. Or not Baltimore to Milwaukee, I flew Baltimore to Kansas City, then Kansas City to Milwaukee. But I think one of those flights, on April 2nd, so last week, one of those flights, we actually had a fuel tank, our we had a fuel imbalance. So I actually had to pull out the QRH and figure out how to deal with that fuel imbalance. Didn't end up being anything we needed to divert for, but if we needed to divert, let's say we had a passenger issue, let's say we did have a bigger issue where we need to land as soon as possible, we could punch in, hey, I think we even have a document somewhere with Southwest Airlines. I know with Virtual Ryanair we have a document that gives us like the preferred diversions depending on where you are. But yeah, you'd punch in your diversion airport. I think this doesn't actually do anything on with the sim. I don't think. It might. But you do need to put in a reason. I've never tried this, so I'm not going to do it now. But basically, you put this information in. I think there might be a button. Once I fill this all out, maybe there's a button that says, okay, divert. And then it will change actually your flight, like where you're going. You'll land there, it will know it's a diversion, it will report it as a diversion to the virtual airline, and then it will actually, this program will pop up once you've done all your flows on the shutdown. It'll say, hey, do you want to continue on to your original destination? And it will create a special flight from wherever you diverted to your original destination. So for example, if we were to divert right now to Omaha, I think we're a little closer to, well, we could still divert to Omaha. We'd have to probably do some holds or descending holds or something. We could put in Omaha, we'd land at Omaha, and then it would say, okay, do you want to continue Omaha on to Denver? And it would just create a whole new flight, and everything. And you could do that or just skip it, either way. So it's pretty cool like that. And then obviously we can cancel the flight. It's got a whole timetable in here. I like to do this on the website, but you can just click on and say, hey, I want to do this. I pick the... I don't know how that works. You can check out timetables for whatever. You can go by aircraft, go by registration. I like to go by registration because typically you don't switch planes like every single flight during a day. Maybe once you do, but not usually every flight. It helps me make a cool schedule. But I like to do this on the website. You got your bookings page. So here's my schedule coming up. We're doing this flight right now. Then we're going to turn around 40 minutes, turn around Denver to Phoenix, and then turn around about a 55-minute turnaround Phoenix to Columbus. And I love this spread here. Take off from Phoenix at 1:35 in the afternoon, land at 8:15. It's only a 3-hour, 40-minute flight, but almost a 7-hour time change. You lose almost 7 hours to do that 3-hour, 40-minute flight, just with the time zone change. I feel like too many time zone changes there. I feel like we should be landing at 7:15. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe Columbus is in Eastern time zone. That's what it is. I'm not thinking that Columbus is in the Eastern time zone. I was thinking it was Central, but it's actually Eastern. You're right. Never mind, because I think the time zone changes in Indiana. So that's why I was like, why is it so far? Because, yeah, it did make sense to me. But yeah, you got the schedule there. Pretty cool. And then obviously you see the other Southwest airline pilots flying right now for my virtual airline. Michael Map. Okay. And a number of these guys, a good number of these guys, at least some of the guys at least running there at the virtual airline are real life Southwest pilots, and so they are involved with Southwest, so they know we literally have documents or facsimiles of like their real procedures and stuff, which is so cool. All right, we are flying over there down in the distance. That must be Omaha now. That is indeed Omaha. We're crossing, I believe this is Missouri River, isn't it? What's that? What's this one? Oh, that's the Platte River. Okay, so you have the Missouri River. I think that's Missouri River right there. Should be flying over. Can't tell actually. Oh no, that might be. I'm trying to figure out or that might be the Platte River. And we flew over the Missouri River. It's kind of like, where is Omaha? I can't see it now. I think if Omaha is like in here, because you have the Platte that kind of is on to the south, and then the west of Omaha, and then the Missouri, which is the other side of it. cool thing with the U.S. is that, I mean, it's almost like Europe, right? I mean, you fly one area of Europe, it's going to be different than a different area. It's like the U.S., the same thing, where, you know, when I fly out west, you get a lot of the mountains and the different, you know, the drier terrain out there in California and Nevada, you know, Arizona. And then you fly out here and you got the plains and it's flat. And you go out east, you get a little bit more of the Appalachians and stuff. It's pretty cool. But, and then you get these, you get the, obviously we get the 1 mile squares with the quarter, you know, the quarter mile plots. Yeah, and that's gonna be Fremont right there. That little, so Omaha's over here. This is Fremont. This is the Platte River. But yeah, I fly for mainly for two virtual airlines, Southwest Virtual Airlines, and then vRYR. It's actually not Virtual Ryanair, but it's a Ryanair virtual airline. It's the biggest. I think it's the biggest virtual airline. They claim to be the biggest virtual airline in the world, and really cool because both of them. I kind of want to find a virtual. I want to join another virtual airline where I fly like the A320 because both Ryanair and obviously Southwest both fly the Boeing 737 and 738s, and Ryanair does fly the A320 like Lauda out of Austria, they do, but it's really cool flying in the US with Southwest, but then going over to Europe and flying something there. It'd be kind of cool to find like a virtual airline, you know, in a similar vein that does kind of like the similar thing as Southwest or Ryanair, but find it for I don't know, maybe China or Africa or South America, but I'm doubting that. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just make up my own flights for those areas, like look up real life flights, maybe Azul, because I've flown a ton of the US, I've flown a ton of Europe, but it'd be cool to fly a lot more, you know, Africa, South America and stuff. And that's what we did on the world tour, but it'd be kind of cool to go back and fly different places, different airlines. So much flying to do and so little time.
Six 9071 established on localizer.
69071, continue approach.
Continue approach, 69071.
I'm gonna look out this way. Gotta follow the Platte River there. The only problem with the that camera, I haven't used these cameras in so long, actually.
4238, expect visual approach, runway 15, report when ready for descent. Expect visual approach, runway 15, report when ready for descent, 4238. 4238, ready for descent. 4238, descend 2200. Descend 2200, 4238. November 9 clear 0 Juliet Sierra, established on localizer. November 920 Juliet Sierra, continue approach. Continue approach, November 9 clear 0 Juliet Sierra. Minneapolis Center, 848 at 8,000. 848, radar contact, proceed direct bound Romeo India, maintain 10,000, altimeter 29032. Proceed direct bound Romeo India, maintain 10,000, 848. 5003, descend and maintain 6,000. Descend and maintain 6,000, 5003. Southwest 1465, contact Denver Center, 127.905. 127.905, Southwest 1465. 5003, continue descent 3,200. Continue descent 3,200, 5003. United 1314, contact Denver Center, 127.905. 127.905, United 1314. Southwest 6276, contact Denver Center, 127.905. 127.905, Southwest 6276. Minneapolis Center, 3406 at 9,500, climbing at 10,000. Southwest 6287, contact Denver Center, 127.905.
127.95, Southwest 6287.
United 1832, contact Denver Center, 127.
Denver Center, Southwest 6287 at flight level 400.
Southwest 6287, radar contact, proceed direct glide, maintain flight level 400.
Proceed direct right, maintain flight level 400, Southwest 6287.
Hello?
Hello. I was just wondering if you were hungry. I'll get you something to eat if you like.
I'd love a bar of chocolate, or maybe something like a flapjack if you have one.
No problem. I'll get it to you now.
Radar contact, proceed direct Juliet Echo Sierra Oscar Bravo, Dennis Files, maintain flight level 430. Proceed direct, Jesuit, maintain flight level 330, United 1832. Delta 1449, contact Minneapolis Center, 124.2. 124.2, Delta 1349.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Your food is ready. It's in the storage area, so feel free to collect it whenever you're free.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Flight heading 055. Flight heading 055, 5654. Delta 1745, contact Minneapolis Center, 124.2. 124.2, Delta 1745. Southwest 6287, expect 5 knots train, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 26, report when ready for descent.
Expect front log 3, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 26, report when ready for descent, Southwest 6287.
Alright, so we just got the Logger 3 arrival brewery transition for ILS approach runway 26, which makes a lot more sense with the wind. nice thing with that too is we'll land and we will be headed right towards the terminal area as well. Actually, I think all of our landings would have been doing that. Oh no, because if we did 3-3, we were going what, 3-4? Depends which runway we're going on. But this one will be right. Just shorter taxi too as well. Alright, so let's double check that in the system. Oh, change this. ILS 26. Still on the Logger 3 Brawny. Let's keep that. And we'll actually go through on the chart. Double check that all of our points are correct. Alright, so Brewery, Dunkel, Kolsch, Pilsner, Lager, flight level 190, flight level 220. And I'm going to start looking at the distances to 16.2 nautical miles, 16.2 nautical miles.
336, heading inbound India Florida, Oscar Tango Yankee at flight level 330.
250 knots, 15,000 to flight level 210. Then we're going to be on a 236, here's a 235, but 236, 11.9, 250, 15,000 for Jibba, then 172 degrees, 173, so that's probably, I wonder if that's like magnetic correction going on there. 4.1, 210 knots, 13,000 for Rhodey. Then we're going to have a vector, hundreds. Not sure what the kind of vector is there. Can I actually adjust that vector? I wonder. Because our vector is actually 229 degrees. Not sure how you change that. Then we'll be at fuzz. 200, or it's got us down to 203 knots, but max speed. There's fuzz and 9,000 feet. Got that from there. 6.8. Here 6.9 to grasp. 7,000 feet. That's where we get the glide slope, and then runway 26, 5.3. 4.4, 5.2, close enough there. Alright, double checking all that, looks good. Then we have to go around, which is out intercept, 70 degree heading, out to Seduk at 19 degree. Gonna hold.
Denver Center, Southwest 3214, inbound KMKE Lima Romeo Echo,
Checks
at
out.
level 360.
Approach plate, we're looking for the final approach course to be 270, or 263.
Southwest 3214.
Okay. Alright, 108.9 for our ILS. Then we have our decision altitude of 5,509. Let's see if we can have her do that, because she can do it really quick. Set barrel minimums 5509.
Check.
She can do that really nice. And quick. I suppose me trying to spin through all the way up to there. Alright, let's look at the love cars. Okay, now we had nothing about the, I didn't see anything with the runway conditions being anything below good and dry. So here's our, whoops, I already had it. Yep. Alright, so landing data, we got 3 degrees, flaps 30, VREF is going to be 125, V target is going to be 132 plus 7.
Arrival, Southwest 6287.
Okay, so here it's saying, can I put in 125? I don't really need to do it like that. Could have just done 127 plus 5. I wonder if it just builds that in, so it's always 5 wind correction.
Southwest 6287, ready for descent.
And I just read that actually Southwest pilots use auto brake 3 in most cases. Unless it's a really long runway.
Southwest 6287.
Actually, I think this might be one of those really long runways. Double check what I saw. There's a nice post on here where someone asked about that, and he went into a long thing talking about it. Oh, yeah, Denver or ELP. And actually, we do want a long, because we want to get to the end of the runway, close to the end of the runway. And we don't have to taxi as far. So we'll go actually auto brake 2 for this one. Okay, so we've been cleared to descend flight level 190. Alright, so VREF 125, target 132 plus 7. We're going auto brake 2, so we'll still have 3,405 feet of runway left. We should have long runway, we have 12,000 feet, so auto brake 2 will be more than enough. Check wing frost if fuel temperature is less than plus 5. UNH is 2966.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoying flying with us so far. We'll be starting our descent in just a few minutes. The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we begin our descent, listen to the cabin crew carefully and pay attention to the instructions they're provided. Please also monitor the seatbelt sign during our approach. Thanks for flying with us.
Expect Sierra November Yankee, Lima Alpha November Delta Romeo 3, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 35 left, report when ready for descent, United 1314.
The only thing that kind of sucks is that we're planning on gate Charlie 26, and take a look at the chart here. So we're going to be probably exiting, let's say, Romeo 7. Taxi down this way. Go over to Mike. gonna come all the way down here to New Echo. Jump over on this more blown up area. New Echo, and we're gonna come in Alpha Sierra, and our gate is right over here. All the way on the end. They're gonna be coming down either this one or whichever, but now it says 6 Echo over here. What is it? 2 Echo or 6 Echo? Oh wait, Concourse C is up there. Well, I can't read. Never mind, we don't have to go as far. I thought we had to go further. So actually we're coming in 6 Echo, so let's figure that out. What am I doing? That's not what I want. I thought that was undo. How do I do it? There we go. Okay. So we're actually not as far as I thought. Over here, Mike. Let's see. I jump over to Lima. So there's Lima. And 6 Echo. And then over here. It's right there. Again, we're going to come in here. Off of Lima.
Expect Sierra November Yankee, land 3, arrival, ALS, approach, runway 26, report when ready for descent. Expect Sierra November Yankee, line Alpha November Delta Romeo 3, arrival, ALS, approach, runway 26, report when ready for descent, Southwest 1465. Southwest 1465, ready for descent. Southwest 1465, descent 12000, altimeter 246.
So we don't have to go as far. I thought we had to go.
Descent 12000.
I was looking at this wrong. I thought we had to go all the way down to Concourse A. Or something. I don't know why I thought this was C. I completely read these upside down. Alright. But not as long a taxi as I thought. Still on the other side. On the far end of the concourse. But thankfully not as far. Alright. Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Minimums.
Set.
VREF and VTarget.
125, 132 set.
Auto brake.
2 set.
Recall.
Checked.
Descent checklist complete.
Does it seem like she's quieter? I feel like she gets quieter as the flight goes along. Well, let me know if you can still hear her. It's too quiet. I'll have to go back and listen. I'm trying to get my sound levels right. You don't want it to be able to hear her. With that drone camera, the free drone tips over.
181, flight heading 280, cleared visual approach at 5,700, runway 33 left, report runway in sight. Flight heading 280, cleared visual approach at 5,700, runway 33 left, report runway in sight, form 181.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please be in your seat with your seatbelt visible and fastened. Thank you.
United 1314, cleared Sierra November Yankee, Lambda 3, arrival.
Cleared Sierra November Yankee, Lambda 3, arrival, United 1314.
Southwest 1465, cleared Sierra November Yankee, Lambda 3, arrival. Cleared Sierra November Yankee, Lambda 3, arrival, Southwest 1465.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. As you've probably noticed, we've started our descent. We should be arriving in around 20 minutes depending on local air traffic, and I will shortly be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After that, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you'll need to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as they will be closed during the approach. For now though, I will wish you a very good morning once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while once we've landed.
Flexjet 336, turn left heading 260. Left heading 260, Flexjet 336.
vertical descent. We expect to be on the ground in about 20 minutes or so. Thank you for flying Southwest Airlines.
One, flight heading 280, please visual approach at 5,700, runway 33 left, report runway in sight. Flight heading 280, cleared visual approach at 5,700, runway 33 left, report runway in sight, 4181. Flight heading 335. Flight heading 335, 8684.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Southwest 6287, continue descent 15,000, altimeter 2-60.
Continue descent 15,000, Southwest 6287.
I believe that was Fort Morgan right there we were just looking at.
Southwest 6261, please Hotel Golf Oscar, Square 1, arrival. Clear Hotel Golf Oscar, Square 1, arrival, Southwest 6261. Southwest 25990, please beam Alpha Romeo, Romeo Alpha Mike Sierra 8, arrival.
Flight level 180, 2966, approach checklist.
Southwest 4250, please Hotel Golf Oscar, Square 1, arrival.
Approach checklist.
Clear Hotel Golf Oscar, Square 1, arrival, Southwest
Approach
4250.
checklist. Altimeters.
Southwest 4032, please Hotel Golf Oscar, Square 1, arrival.
She seems to get quieter and quieter as the flight goes on. 2966 set.
Packs.
Auto.
Start switches.
Left continuous.
Approach checklist complete.
Continue descent 13,000, Southwest 6287.
FedEx 843, heavy, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 330. Continue climb, flight level 330, FedEx 843, heavy.
Set heading 234.
Check.
I really wish there was something like this for the CRJ. The CRJ, the Aerosoft CRJ is like the biggest pain in the butt to fly because you can't. I haven't figured out how to map any like of these knobs to, you know, my external controls, so I have to do everything by the mouse, which is really hard in that small plane bouncing around. Whereas here I have this just set to a nice little knob I have on my throttle, which is nice. And I can also tell her to set courses or set headings or set altitudes, which is really nice. CRJ, I don't even think in the FS to Cruise CRJ. Maybe the FS to Cruise CRJ you can do that. I'm gonna have to check that again because that's always the big thing when I'm trying. It's like I'm trying to set the altitude and you can't see the altitude with the screen. On the screen it's written so small, and you're trying to do that while maintaining your throttle and pitch and all that stuff. And, I mean, that's where a co-pilot really shines. All right, so we have Denver. Denver International will appear pretty big. Off to our left, it's just to the south will be Colorado. What is it called? Colorado and what spaceport? Colorado Air and Spaceport. Oh, gotta be careful we don't end up over there. Shouldn't be an issue. I mean, Denver is a big airport, so it's kind of hard to mistake. mistake it for a smaller one. But it will be the one on our right. And the spaceport will be further down to our left. Alright, we're at 13,000 feet. And basically, once you're cleared to something below flight level 180, below 18,000 feet, that's when you can set your altimeter to the given altimeter.
Left heading
Field
170,
altimeter.
Southwest 6287.
Even if you're above 18,000 feet, you can still set it because you've been cleared. Set heading 170.
Right heading 350, Southwest 4032. Southwest 6287, turn right heading 220, cleared AOS, approach at 7000, runway 26, report established on localizer.
Right heading 220, cleared ILS.
Set heading
approach
220.
at 7000, runway 26, report established on localizer, Southwest 6287.
American 1523, cleared Hotel Golf Oscar, Clear 1, arrival. Cleared Hotel Golf Oscar, Clear 1, arrival, American 1523. Next jet 336, expect ILS, approach, runway 25, report when ready for descent. Expect ILS, approach, runway 25, report when ready for descent, flex jet 336. Flex jet 336, ready for descent. Next jet 336, flight heading 260, cleared ILS, approach at 9,800, runway 25, report established on localizer. Flight heading 260, cleared ILS, approach at 9,600, runway 25, report established on localizer.
Sometimes you gotta kind of appreciate some of these details, you know, or once in a while you gotta just get a nice look up here. Check out those lights. Off in the distance you can actually see the difference. There you go. See that those are LED. That's pretty cool. Markings on the doors are a little... I wonder if it's on the painting and then the plane itself just has markings already. I don't know. Ten 10,000 feet, flight attendants notified.
As we make our final descent into Denver, please go laptop computers and similar in size electronic devices. Small portable electronic devices.
Oh, maybe I'm a little too early on that call.
Airplane mode but must be secured for the remainder of the flight. Please ensure all
United 1314, contact Denver approach 126.55.
leaving the area around
126.55, United 1314.
Trade cable to the full upright and locked position and fasten your
Southwest 6261, turn right heading 350.
and newspapers.
Right heading 350, Southwest 6261.
feet.
10,000 feet, flight attendants notified. Yeah, she still doesn't call that. That's alright. Alright, so there's our runway. Spaceport's gonna be over there. Somewhere over there. We should see a number of runways, obviously. We'd have some runways down there. The spaceport only has this runway and that runway, so if we only see an L and we don't see that other one over there, then we're at the wrong airport, but it clearly looks big enough.
126.55, Southwest 1465. Next jet 336, flight heading 260, cleared ILS, approach at 9,800, runway 25, report established on local.
Set heading 263.
Check.
Fly heading 260, clear ILS, approach at 9,800, runway 25, report established on localizer, flex check 336. Southwest 6261, contact Denver approach, 126.55. 126.55, Southwest 6261.
Flaps 1, set speed.
Southwest 4250, turn right heading 350.
Right heading 350, Southwest 4250.
Southwest 6287, established on localizer.
Southwest 6287, continue approach.
Continue approach, Southwest 6287.
Flex jet 336, fly heading 260, cleared ALS, approach at 9,800, runway 25, report established on localizer.
Flaps 5, set speed.
Flaps 5.
Fly heading 260, cleared ALS, approach at 9,800, runway 25, report established on localizer, flex jet 336.
Flaps 15. Landing gear down, flaps 15.
124.3,
Landing gear down.
Southwest 6287.
Landing gear down.
Denver Tower, Southwest 6287, on final, 26.
Southwest 6287, wind 253 degrees at 1 knots, cleared to land 26.
Cleared to land, 26, Southwest 6287.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30, set target.
Flaps 30.
There we go. So it's got the target speed right there, 132. That's so cool. Arm spoilers. Landing checklist.
1,000.
Before landing checklist.
Before landing checklist. Speed brake.
Armed green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Flaps.
30 green light.
Before landing checklist complete.
Alright, so we got a nice headwind. You can see about 18, 17. Wind's coming directly at us. Oh. Don't have to worry as much about that crosswind, which is nice.
Denver Tower, Skywest 4658, runway 17 right, ready for departure. Skywest 4658, line up runway 17 right.
Let me reset my camera so it's a
Line
little
up
higher.
runway 17 right, Skywest 4658.
Alright, once we get pretty close here, we're going to disengage the autopilot.
Denver Tower, Southwest 3695, runway 17 right, ready for departure.
Minimums are like on the runway.
400.
Southwest 4032, wind 253 degrees at 14 knots, cleared to land 16 right. Cleared to land 16 right, Southwest 4032. Southwest 4032, wind vacated contact ground, wind 21.5.
Really high.
Approaching minimums.
Wind vacated contact ground, 121.5, Southwest 4032.
Continue.
Skywest 4658, wind 253 degrees at 14 knots, runway 17 right, cleared for
30.
takeoff.
20.
Runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff, Skywest 4658.
Extended.
Southwest 6287, wind vacated contact ground, wind 21.85.
When vacated contact ground, 121.85, Southwest 6287.
Denver Tower, Southwest 1465, on final 26.
Denver Tower, United 1314,
60
on final,
knots.
35 left.
Southwest 1465, continue approach.
On behalf of
Continue
the
approach,
Airlines,
Southwest
Airlines,
1465.
welcome to Denver. Please remain
United 1314, continue approach.
back and trace table in their full upright.
Continue approach.
Didn't even need the reversers on that one. Because we really,
Southwest
I mean, this is our first exit, so gotta get over here.
Hold position, Southwest 3695.
Items may have shifted during flight.
Flaps up.
Southwest 1465, wind 253 to the 627, request taxi.
But please remain seated and leave your carry-on stone.
Denver ground, Southwest 6287, runway vacated with Romeo 6.
For your safety, please ensure that you
United 627, taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, 5 Bravo, November.
You are connecting here to another Southwest flight.
Taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, via Bravo, November, United 627.
We have enjoyed sharing part of our day with you. We know you have a
Southwest
choice to
6287, taxi to gate, Charlie 25, 5 Romeo 6, Romeo 9, Mike, Charlie November, Kilo.
Taxi to gate, Charlie 25, via Romeo 6, Romeo 9, Mike, Charlie November, Kilo, Southwest 6287.
United 1481, hold position. Hold position, United 1481.
Denver ground, Southwest 4032, runway vacated with Whiskey Charlie.
Denver ground, United 141,
bus.
request taxi. Southwest 4032, taxi to gate, Charlie 33, 5 Whiskey Charlie, Delta, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Charlie Sierra, Juliet.
Taxi to gate, Charlie 33, by Whiskey Charlie, Delta, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Charlie Sierra, Juliet, Southwest 4032.
United 1481, taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, 5 Bravo Sierra, Lima.
Alright, so 11 minutes to get into the gate for our in time of 11 o'clock. So, late departure, but early arrival. Alright, looking for Romeo 9. Be the next one.
Request pushback and start up.
United 1254, pushback and start up, approved.
Pushback and start up approved. United 1254. Denver ground, United 1254, request taxi.
United 1254, taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, 5 Bravo Sierra, Lima.
Taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, by Bravo Sierra, Lima, United 1254. Denver ground, Southwest 1465, runway vacated with Romeo 6.
Southwest 1465, taxi to gate, Charlie 315, Romeo 6, Romeo
Mike.
9, Charlie November.
And looking for Charlie November.
Taxi to gate, Charlie 31, by Romeo 6, Romeo 9, Mike, Charlie November, Kilo.
We're actually going to enter at a 7 Echo and then come down Kilo. We're going to come from the north side of the concourse.
Denver ground, Southwest 6,
Hopefully you don't have any conflicts
runway vacated with Whiskey Charlie.
coming in and out, because I hear some people coming out Charlie November. You see United over there. You see a few planes taxiing. That's pretty cool. A couple Uniteds far down. It looks like 3 hanging out. I think United's at Concourse C, if I remember right. Or Concourse A. Could be more Uniteds are hanging out. You can see those two racing right in front of us. All those Southwest planes over there. So cool. I don't think those are static. I think those are all... I want to say those are all injected. So they will move about. Could be wrong. Alright, here's Charlie November. Right? Yep. Crossing Lima. We'll have Kilo. It's always nice seeing a bunch of planes at the gates.
Charlie 30, request pushback and startup. Enter ground, Southwest 1350, runway vacated with Whiskey Charlie. Southwest 3255, pushback and startup approved. Pushback and startup approved.
Left on Kilo.
3255. Southwest 4250.
Okay, they got us going to gate 25.
Whiskey Charlie, Delta, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Charlie Sierra, Charlie Romeo.
But we're actually...
Charlie 36, 5 Whiskey Charlie, Delta, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Charlie Sierra, Charlie Romeo, Southwest 1350. United 1254, hold position. Hold position, United 1254. United 1254, continue.
Actually, yeah, now we're on the wrong side. If we want to go... Gate 25 is on the opposite side.
United 1254.
We're going gate 26, because that's what we were actually...
United 140, contact Denver Tower 124.3. 124.3, United 1409. Denver ground, Southwest 3255, request taxi. Southwest 3255, taxi to Irving Point, runway 17 right, via Charlie Romeo, Charlie Sierra. Taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, via Charlie Romeo, Charlie Sierra, Southwest 325. Denver ground, American 1523, runway located with Romeo 6. Exit jet 322, taxi to gate, Charlie 37, and Romeo 6, Romeo minus 9, Charlie November, Kilo. Taxi to gate, Charlie 37, via Romeo 6, Romeo minus Mike, Charlie November, Kilo, exit jet 322.
Yeah, we should actually have shut down engine 2 already. See, taxi light is on. Alright, everything else is good.
United 1254, continue taxi.
Alright, where are you going, Southwest?
Continue taxi, United 1254.
Of course he's coming right at us. Why wouldn't he?
United 130.
Why wouldn't we just taxi into the same exact spot? Come on. That's so frustrating. Alright, we'll go off of the line.
American 1523, taxi to gate.
I guess we're supposed to should we taxi from somewhere else? It's like I never... Yeah, the ground control has not been so good today with FSUN ATC. It's twice now that we've been... Now granted, we were pathed to go to gate 25, which is the other side of the airport, or the other side of the terminal, so... I'm technically broke it. Like I said, I can't wait until Beyond ATC comes out. I'm looking forward, hopefully, a little bit better with the...
Taxi to gate, Bravo 91, via Papa 6, Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta, Mike, Bravo...
I'm trying to bet that Southwest is in my gate, too. Instead of going to the gate they told me to go to, I'm going to the gate that I was scheduled. Yeah, 100% every time. Look at that. There you go. There's always one in. Alright, let's change it. Let's go to gate 28. Should have just gone to the gate they told me to, but I wasn't paying attention. We'll just do this.
Denver ground, Southwest 299
And he's just leaving. Oh, I wish you would have told me that. Or waited. Go to my gate. That's alright. Totally okay. More interesting gate anyway, right?
United 2666. Contact Denver Tower 124.3.
124.3. United 2666.
Southwest 3255. Hold position.
Okay. Parking brake on. APU is on so we don't lose power. Lead on. And engine 1 cut off. Alright. Seatbelt switch off. Fuel pump switches.
The aircraft is secure and the jetway is connecting. You are clear to start deboarding.
Parking checklist.
Parking checklist. Parking brake.
Set.
Go ahead.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Fuel pumps.
1 on.
Window heat.
Microphone check, please.
Off.
You're loud and clear. 5 over 5.
Auto.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Ground power is filled. Stand by.
Electrics off.
Start switches.
Off.
Roger.
Oil quantity.
Denver ground. United 1811. Heavy. Gate. Father 36. Request pushback and start up.
United 1811. Heavy. Pushback and start up. Approved.
87%.
Pushback and start
Hydraulic
up.
quantity.
United 1811.
92%.
Radar.
Test.
Transponder.
Denver ground. United 1811. Heavy. Request taxi.
United 1811.
Why didn't she change this stuff?
Taxi to holding point runway 17.
Part of her flow, I thought.
Denver ground. United 1811. Heavy. Request taxi.
Standby and zeros.
Parking checklist complete.
Denver ground. United 1811. Heavy. Request taxi.
United 1811. Heavy. Taxi to holding point runway 17 right. 5 Bravo Sierra.
I don't think we go further than that because we're gonna then do the turnaround. Now I don't have time to do a turnaround and do that next flight, unfortunately, but we'll probably do that later. We'll see how the weather goes. I might do it earlier than later. Alright, ground power, menu.
United 1811. Heavy. Request taxi. Denver ground. United 1442. Gate. Bravo 11. Request pushback and start up.
Alright, let's turn down that radio. Alright, request deboarding. Ground power on. APU off. All right. A little noisy out here, but let's review the flight. No real issues on that. Landing rate negative 269. Let's go back inside. It's loud out here. Negative 269 feet per minute. Flight time just over 2 hours. Lock time 2 hours and 32 minutes. And again, the time was saying 2:40. I wonder if that's block time when it says on the schedule. Anyway, good flight. Or Southwest. You can also go over here to, let's check out the Love Cars. Show you what I see on Love Cars. There it is. Flight report approved. We can actually go to the report right there. And let's see, what information does it give us? Okay, it just gives us our taxi out, our fuel. Basically, a lot of this is just tracking your fuel, landing rate. And again, there it is.
Hello, Captain.
Is there a landing rate on here somewhere?
Left the aircraft.
Oh, right there.
Fantastic landing, by the way.
271.
Much appreciated.
Oh, nice of her to say that. Fantastic landing. Thank you very much.
If you need anything else.
Usually they get snarky about it. Even when it's a good landing, they get snarky about it. Alright, well thanks for coming along on the flight. Hopefully I'll be able to stream another one this afternoon at some point. and at some point we're going to be doing a lot of these doing a lot of just kind of random stuff like this, the Southwest. Maybe start doing some other flights I have planned around the world. And still have it a couple, like 3-4 more flights in the hopper for the world tour flight where we're flying into every country in the world. We're flying into Kuwait, attempt that flight again at some point. We'll be in the A320, and maybe that'll happen this Tuesday. We'll see. Until then, thanks for coming in. Happy flying. Take care.